Hi, welcome to Feng Shui Stories. This is Karen Rao Carter, and this is where you can learn some Feng Shui tips and ideas of how to move your stuff and change your life from a Feng Shui perspective because you've listened to stories of my clients and their consultations. This is a story about a client of mine who was a horse trainer, and his horses were winning consistently, but getting disqualified consistently. Win the purse, get it taken away. Win the purse, get it taken away. That's the ultimate like bad juju, bad energy in the horse world. Nobody even wants to talk to you. If you're walking down the paddock, they're like, "Ee," right? So this gentleman called me and he said, "Man, we've got to turn this around." So I went to the horse stables at the racetrack and found a lot of things wrong, from the little ramp where everybody dumps their manure was right in front of his stall to, I mean, there was so many oddities. They were constructing a new part of the track, new grandstands and stuff, and they created like geopathic stress. I mean, there were a lot of things going on, but I'm not really wanting to talk about the oddity of this, story, because how many people have horses and horse trucks or whatever. But what I wanted to prove with this story is that you can be very specific with the requests that you're looking to set up in your Feng Shui household or business. A lot of times people come to me and they go, "Yeah, Feng Shui me, I need more harmony." And I'm like, will you know if you have more harmony? Like, can you call me and go, "It was a success, I have more harmony"? I'm looking for very quantifiable things. Get very specific when you are about to take on some Feng Shui endeavors. I actually Feng Shuied to become a national bestseller. So this book of mine is a national best-selling book, and I very specifically did things for that. Maybe it would have helped, maybe it wouldn't, I don't know. But I actually took the LA Times, and really funny story. My editor said, I said, I want to be on the LA Times bestseller list, and she goes, "Well, this is a trade paperback book, and they don't have that bestseller list in LA Times. Go up to San Francisco, probably get in the Chronicle." I'm like, "Well, I don't want the San Francisco Chronicle. I want the LA Times." It was just like a thing of mine. And I go, "You do the same thing for New York, I'll do the same thing for the LA Times." And she's like, "You're never going to get the LA Times. They don't have a book list for you." I'm like, "Well, I'm going to do it." So I took a copy of the LA Times. I took the bestseller list. I whited out whoever was number one there, typed in my little information, just like they had it for all the other books. And I put it in the prosperity area of my office. I had a little chime hanging above it. What else did I do? This has been so long. This book is over 20 years right now. And next thing you know, I'm number one for several weeks on the LA Times Healthy Bestseller list. This is back in the day when I think it was the Atkins diet, Susan Powder, Susan Summers, all those old diet books of that era. And this was on the list, just running around all different times. But at one point, it stuck at number one for several weeks. So she's like, "That book doesn't even make sense on that list." I'm like, "I know, but I had the Feng Shui to work for it." So whether you own an unlucky, racetrack stall and horses, or you are Feng Shuiing for a book, if you have something very specific, get very mindful with that. How can you do a cure specifically for that? Don't just think, "Oh, let's come in and balance my home and harmony." I don't know why people say harmony all the time. What does that mean in your world, right? So get very specific. Write the list of things, how you want your life to be in the future, and go about doing something very specific, maybe unique to that situation. One of the 9 traditional cures in the style of Feng Shui that I practice, one of the 9 traditional cures is called other. And other is my teacher said was potentially the most powerful because it's just like what I'm talking about here. Something that maybe nobody else would use ever in a million years for their feng shui cure, but it makes perfect sense for you. I had a client who had a red baseball cap and she was a writer. And whenever the deadline came and she knew she had to sit her butt in that chair and crank out before the deadline, she put the red ball cap on. And she never stopped typing when that red ball cap was on her head. Well, it looked just like a regular ball cap to me. But to her, it meant, oh no, I'm on a deadline. I don't get up from this chair until I've met my deadline. So that's an other cure. Doesn't mean anything to anybody else, but it changes your energy like that. All right? That's your little feng shui tips from the stories today. Hope they've been helpful. Feel free to comment below, contact me, get my books, and hopefully this has been helpful. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more information, and keep moving your stuff and changing your life for the better. Bye.